Hey, very good morning to you, traders. Tiago Andrade here. This is the Trading Cage, and this is where we beat the gold. Guys, I'm very happy to be here. Another Monday, another beginning of a great week. So, let's see what this week has got in store for us. Um, right now, we are going to have a look at what the gold has done for the past um, hours. We actually traded it last night. Um, so we're just going to have a look, update its position to see exactly what it's been doing since we last had a look at it. Let's go over to our daily chart. Let's have a look. Let me close a couple things here. It's Monday, 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 Monday. Day. Let's get this thing sorted. Cool. It's the beginning of a great week. Let me get this one going as well. What are you doing? See if we are live in there. Okay, cool. All right, we are here. Let's sort this thing out now. All right, so um, last night, which was the opening of the Asian market, um, we had the market basically coming here to this trigger candle 11. It was generating quite a bit of liquidity up above and below. It tried to go up about 4 times, couldn't do it. Price was pushed down by sellers. It came and grabbed a little bit of liquidity they could below its opening. And then, as we can see, price just went right back up. All right. So the resistance we had was here on the minimums of candle 26. And the support we had was on trigger candle 11. Okay. So price was working in between this support and resistance. Right now, we can see that price is above the resistance. Okay. It has come just above 50% of the candle 65. We're going to go check exactly what's been happening in there because we are below, at the moment, we are below this last retraction here. Okay. So 50% of this movement is basically here. A couple things that could happen here is there is no confirmation that this price is going to come down at the moment. Okay. So we got to wait for that. And there's no confirmation this price will continue to go up simply because what we need to find out is if this price loses, okay, if it closes below 50% of this movement, then it will be indicating to us that this price is going to have to come down and renew the minimums of candle 60, okay? If it closes below this 50%, it would be telling us that it has confirmed pullback to the minimals. If it comes back and closes around this region here, we are still in the region below that 50% of the last retraction, okay? So right now, price is in a bit of a funny place. We can't really know if this price will continue to come down or if it's going to come up. On Friday, the price actually got all the inefficiency that was generated by these two candles. Just 1 second, guys. My dad's calling me. Just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, so what all the inefficiency was cleared on Friday. So there's only a little bit of it left in here below candle 65. There's not much in there. So all that liquidity was actually brought back up into this structure here. So it'll be kind of nice to wait and see how the market will move, okay? We'll have a look at the structure on the lower time frames. So here on the 1 hour chart, we can see that candle 12 actually grabbed the liquidity that was here left here on top of candle 86. So it grabbed this liquidity here, but then again came brought the price back into the structure, which tells us a little bit, a couple of things that could do. First, it doesn't have enough liquidity to continue on its way up, because one thing that we have in here to the left is all of these inefficiency here, okay? So we have basically all of this that the price could go grab, or it could be waiting basically as well for the opening of the American market, because then um, it could accelerate. Let me just change this color here. Okay, so if price comes back inside of the structure here, it could just accelerate to the maximum highs and to that 50% of the last retraction once again. All right. In here, we have 50% of our day, which is a region of support. Okay. So price may well come down to this 50%, find support in this region, and actually come back up. It can do that. So what we are going to do is wait to see if it will find support here on the region of 50%, which also has the minimums of that candle 26 on the daily chart, okay, which is the same region, 4654. So let's see if it's going to find support in there. If it does, we might be looking into a good buy here until trigger candles above. All right. The American market could do a couple of things. It has grabbed, price has grabbed that liquidity already in here, but the opening of the American market could bring it down and then test these trigger candles here and push the market back up. So it's one of those things. The other thing that could happen as well, since candle 12 here came here and grabbed that liquidity and brought the liquidity back inside the price structure, is that we could see the next candles on the next hours actually coming back down here to grab all this liquidity that has been generated below. Okay, so this might happen too, and that's why we've got to keep an eye out for it. Let me put that there. Let's have a look. So at the moment, a little bit price a little bit sideways on a slight uptrend. Okay, so we are about 50%. Price hasn't beaten trigger candle 9 yet. We still have trigger candle 6 and trigger candle number 3 for the price to come and test. Um, if it does break through those, then we'll be looking at a liquidity grab down below for sure. But at the moment, we can't say that. All right. On our 15 minutes, we can see how the price moved up quite nicely here through the night. But then let me see if I have a trend line here. Gave me a little bit of a trend line, but it's just been price is breaking through it right now. Let's see how price will react here in this region of 50% of the day. Let's see how that might play a part on the price, as the support here is a very good support to the left. If it does reject the support and comes back up, then we're looking at quite a good trade, um, a long trade, okay? If it does reject the 50, we would get a very cheap stop, okay? But then it has to give me confluences telling me that it will reject that 50%. So I'm not going to be jumping into a trade without those confluences. Not right away. So price came down after we finished yesterday, came back up to the region of the highs of yesterday, then grabbed the liquidity, brought it back down. Couldn't break through, then went, grabbed liquidity, brought back down. I got the liquidity from here. Okay. This price might actually be wanting to come down instead of up. So every time the price grabs the liquidity, comes down below to generate more liquidity above. But in here, there was quite a bit of liquidity for it to continue on its way up, especially having that inefficiency up there. It could have moved up if it wanted to. Maybe it's just trying to generate some more. Well, let's see what's going to happen. Here on our 5 minutes, we can see that trend line. We can see that candle 174 here. Try to make a pullback. So price is coming down. As it comes down, it makes pullbacks and then comes down again. And then pullbacks comes down. Now there's a nice pullback here. The region of price equality is this 50% here. So I would like to see this price coming down here and then rejecting this 50% before it actually comes back up. Price has come inside of the structure once again. So let's see what it's going to do. A actually better place to buy would be if price actually got back up above this 50%, which is the last movement down. That could be telling us, look, I just came here to generate more liquidity up there, and I actually need to come back up. But right now, it's not in a place where I want to be buying, okay? It feels more like a pullback to the highs than a pullback to the lows than to the highs at the moment, than a rejection. Do you guys have got any questions? If you have got any questions about the market and everything that we're having a look at, don't hesitate to ask, okay? To charge, let's see how, oh, that does look like a three candle pattern, doesn't it? But it's not. So let's wait for it. What I've got here is, let me just have a look at one thing. We're below that one. We're at this 50%. One thing here that it's not quite clear is why is the price coming back inside of this structure after breaking through? It should have used this region as support for the price, but it's coming down once again to generate more liquidity. So it's a little bit difficult to gauge at the moment as we have a lot of pressure from sellers in here, but we do have buyers trying to push this price up. Last night we were trading and the gold put us in quite a hard place to trade. It was a little bit difficult, but we managed to get it done with our students, so that was good. But sometimes it's just difficult. Market doesn't have a lot of liquidity, so it induces buyers and sellers, and then it ends up um, basically stopping both of them before making its move. So that's why I'm not in such a hurry at the moment until market gives me clear indications of what it's trying to do. So candle 175 coming back up at about 50% of this last retraction here. This is the last movement we had. I can't really see a place of support in this region to call it a rejection. We don't have much of a support in there where the price stopped. Okay, and that's why I said that it wasn't a three candle pattern, because for a three candle pattern we do need a region of support 50% is original support for the price, okay, but not up here. And that's why I said that it's not a three candle pattern, all right? If it had come down here to those minimals, yes, we would have a clear support, but basically not where the price is at the moment. Just trying to see if this is a clear rejection or if it's just price coming back up to generate more liquidity. So at the moment we've got price did break through 50% of this movement. Let's see how everything is going to play out. Okay, candle 176 now is making a nice retraction. Price has come around the 50% of the last movement. So intentions for the price is still not quite clear. We do have a small downtrend here on the 1 minute. Okay, has tested down quite a bit. It is coming back up above 50%. I'm gonna go long here. After a good test, let's see if it will pay us back up there. We've got trigger candle here, 170. Let's see if this price will actually come back up. I'm not going to put my stop loss on the minimals at the movement, okay? As price has come down and tested quite well here. I'm going to leave it just below the 1 minute here, which is 600 points. It's not much. It's quite easy to correct this. Let's see if this price will be able to break through that trigger candle. All right, so candle 176 trying once again. Let's see if it's going to close above candle 175's high. pull back to the highs here on the 1 minute, candle 879. Let's see if it will be able to continue its movement. Eight seven nine trying to push once again. All right, so candle 176 did close above the 50%. Sorry, above this 50% and above candle 175's high. Let's say if candle 177 will be able to break through these trigger candles here that are holding that price. What we want out of this trade is just a little bit of a scalp, just so we have a bit of margin to play around with when the American market opens. So anything above 500 to 600 points on But looks like that trigger candle is not going to help us out. Trying to find support here on the 1 minute. Trying to find support here to the left. Now, if price does break through here, then we would be looking at this price below down here, okay? So we may get some good options here to short the market, but at the moment still using this region here and this 50% as support. So we're just gonna keep an eye out for it. Let's see how candle 177 will close. Got 2 minutes to go. Price on the 1 minute here. It's finding very difficult to actually break through these trigger candles here to the left. All right, so the liquidity of the market went somewhere. All of a sudden stopped moving. So it's just consolidating here on the 1 minute. Buyers still are trying to push this price back up. Candle 884 is trying to stop these guys to the left. If it does stop, price may accelerate to break through that trigger candle here on the 5 minutes. All right, guys. So candle 885 here. Grab the liquidity above 880 and then drop the price back inside the structure. Um, if we don't see um, a reaction here from buyers, I'm gonna jump out of this trade, okay? Because this may this price may come down. It's not managing to break through that trigger candle, okay? So if it doesn't break through it, it's gonna have to come down below to grab or generate more liquidity. So it's not really good to be stuck in a trade in this position here once the market is not moving, all right? So I'm still going to wait a little bit, see if buyers will push this price through. We have these trigger candles below. We just don't want to see price breaking through these trigger candles and coming below here on the 1 minute. All right, so we got price coming down here to our regional support. If it does break through that support, then I'm going to be getting out of this trade, okay? We have candle, 15-minute candles here testing down. Our take is basically on the minimals of the trigger candles above. No big push from buyers now. That's good. Let's see if it manages to break through that trigger candle and accelerate until the triggers above. Once again, price gets around here, around the highs, and then gets pushed back down by sellers. So this is basically the 5th time that it does that. Let's see if buyers will be able to push this price back up. We've got now 500 points, which is good. I'm going to put my trade on break even. If price does break through this trigger candle here, this is where it would come next, okay? But market doesn't really want to allow it to break through that trigger. Candle 178 here did close inside of trigger candle, okay? 170. And also inside of the resistance before, which was minimals of candle 168 and 169. I have protected my trade because basically it could come down down below at the moment. So if it takes me out, that's fine. At least I'm protected. Let's see if buyers will appear here once again to push this price up. Price testing for support to the left. Buyers trying to push the price back up. Price is below the trigger candle once again. So this is a region that there's a big fight in between buyers and sellers, okay? It will come in, it's coming to take us out on our break even. I have protected in there. I'm not going to be taking more risk than this on this region here. As we can see, candle 177 did not break through 176. 178 did not close, breaking through, breaking above candle 177. So most likely candle 179 will have to come down below to grab liquidity. This is the reason why I protected it. You guys have got any questions, just write down on the comments on the chat, okay? And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. At the moment, candle 179 coming back to the 50% region. We are in a small, on the last minute, we have got a movement down on the market. It has come here to the 50% region of our last macro fibo here. Okay, so of these movement, this the 50%, we are waiting to see if price is going to reject this 50 and break through these trigger candles here to continue its movement up, or if this is just another wave to push this price back down to grab the liquidity below. As price has tried to go up, it did grab the liquidity above the last structure, but then it got consolidated and came down to grab liquidity again. So we've got 6 minutes to go before the before I actually have to go, the end of our live. What I would be expecting from this price? It's basically this. If this price continues to break through um, and breaks through this support to the left here, this resistance, sorry, to the left, if it does break through this, we'll be seeing gold back on this high part of the day, okay? So this should be just above 50% of this last movement. So if the price does break through that, we would be seeing price coming up back here. So you could go long, okay? This is a good resistance for the price. If the price does come down below this 50% of the day, then we'll be seeing the market dropping by quite a bit to grab the liquidity generated by these structures to the left. I can't unselect this figure. So basically, where's my zigzag? So if this price comes down, then breaks through this 50 here, does a test here on the region of resistance, and confirms a pullback to the minimals, we could be shorting this market basically quite easily until about here, okay? Here is that trigger candle on the daily chart, okay? So we could come until down here. If this price continue to go up, we can see that sellers are pushing the price down quite a bit. If the price continues to go up, break through these triggers here to the left, okay, and then test down again, confirms pullback to the highs, we could go long basically into about here. Now, the market had no liquidity to continue on its way up. So it might be generating liquidity now. Okay. I don't believe the liquidity that it generated coming down here to this region is enough for the price simply to come back up. So I would feel a lot better if this price came down, stopped these guys, and then came back up, because then it would tell us, look, I have got like enough liquidity to move back up right now. But at the moment, it hasn't. All right. So it's just generating a little bit of liquidity, um, but it hasn't really grabbed any substantial amounts of liquidity on this chart to continue on its way up. Of course, we may have quite a lot of people just hitting on the price, which would drive the price up. Um, but it would be good to see a stop. As big players, they tend to stop everybody and then make the movement that they are willing to make. Cool. Price is pretty stuck here on the 1 minute, so it's consolidating. All right. Um, not telling us exactly what it wants to do right now, but price has come down. Let me see if it came back inside of that 50. Okay, so it's just generating liquidity at the moment. On the 15 minutes, candle 60 came here to test trigger candle 58. So right now, price is in between this trigger candle here and the trigger candle 170 here on the 5 minutes. All right, guys, thank you very much. This is what we're looking at for the gold today. Okay, so wait for it to break through this resistance to go long, and wait for the price to break through this 50% to go short. All right. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock every day here, every morning. With our trading cage. This is where we beat the gold. Now I have to go. I've got to trade together with our students. Um, If any of you guys have any questions or anything like that, just leave on the comments on this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share this content with your friends. Okay. Um, and I'll be here to help you guys with anything you may need. All right. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock for some more trading cage.